Conscious Whispers. Okay, so we've coloured in quite a few pages now. Let's go past some of these. We did this one last time. Now we're moving on to Fort. A fort shouldn't feel like a fort. We often fight our own forts. Instead, reflect, understand, and look for the highest vibrational emotion and tune in there. Accept where you were, choose where you are growing, and be present in the moment. Think beautiful. Fort. So this page is all about how our thoughts can work for us or against us. And it all depends on where you want to tune in. We get to decide what we're thinking. It's a choice. Things that happen outside of us, they're out of our control. Things that happen internal to us, there is an element of that which we can control. Things that we can control are our breath. Luckily, the breath is also automatic. So even if we forget about the breath will still work for you. And the other thing that's also automatic, if we forget to utilize it, it's our thoughts. And that's why different cultures around the world, different religions, will have prayer times to help us manage the time spent in our minds, in our hearts, and to utilize that time thinking of universe, God. So there are things out there that we can use as tools that will work in our favor. Your thoughts, it doesn't have to be a fight in your head. So how do you remove the anger? Now, anger is a burning fire inside of you. And to do some activities in life, we need that burning fire. So we don't want to extinguish the fire. We just want to transform where that fire is used. If we're using that fire in our growth, in our work, at the gym, in all these different places, it's going to help you excel. So being sensible with where we use the fire, the internal flame, where we use it is a choice. And I understand initially we can go off. And yet, if we practice tools such as breath work, such as reciting mantras, affirmations, in that moment or in a few moments later, we can go back to, okay, this is happening for me, not to me. No, this is growing me. What is this teaching me? It's having a different attitude towards your internal life. the things you actually can control. This is where it's a choice, and you have to choose wisely, because whatever you're choosing is choosing you. This is about you being able to self-hypnotize yourself through breath, calming the mind, calming your inner spirit, taking back control of your inner steering wheel through the mind, taking back the steering wheel of where your mind wants to drive to. Everything is a choice, and no one is doing this life perfectly. Make the mistakes, fail. I mean, failing is just perceptional, it didn't go perfectly. Who cares? Like, really, who cares? As I've said many times, everyone is just deep within their own minds, in the maze of their own life. People that are focusing too much on you, they're too scared to go inwards and focus on themselves. And that's okay too. We're all at different junctions, different points in our healing journey. And don't be put off by the fact that, there's happy stories that you might see consistently for people on social media. Because how many of us genuinely want to film ourselves crying? How many of us genuinely want to film ourselves going through a rough time? I mean, when you're in the emotion, you're in the emotion. You don't have time to pull out a camera, right? Let me record this. These are some good tears for social media. Everyone's going to be going through their emotions, growing through their emotions, but it doesn't have to be a life sentence. Don't make your emotions your life sentence. You get to choose light, you get to choose love for yourself. Ways to make you lighter and brighter. Maybe working out. That's always a good one. Working on the physical body. When you work on the physical body, you begin to learn how much more you can actually do, how much more you are capable of. And that's why it's said that yoga is for the mind. Yoga is about stretching the mind, flexing the mind, making the mind flexible to accept that things are written for us for a reason, to accept that there's more than one answer, that there's a different version of truth being played out for each of us. Reena, what are you going on about? None of this makes sense to me. The deeper you go in your healing journey, the more you begin to sit with events that have unfolded in your life, the more you begin to see that everything created your next growth step, whether you liked it or not. Sometimes we get forced into a corner where we say, I had no choice but to. And then the question becomes, if you're sitting in meditation with that event, the question becomes, did that happen on purpose for me? Was that meant to happen? And one of the things I would say is everything, good, bad, ugly, has been designed with a purpose, and our human brains are just too small to understand it. To understand the beauty, the grace of God. And that's why it's amazing that we have all these amazing cultures, these beautiful cultures to teach us the way of the light. The way inwards, the way towards grace, the way towards watching nature. Start observing the thoughts that you're having. Keep a diary, keep a journal, keep an audio diary. If you said the thoughts that were in your mind and you recorded these thoughts on a daily basis, what is it that you're going to hear? How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk to your loved ones? How do you talk to friends, to family, to your children? Start paying attention to what you're doing, whether it's conscious or unconscious. And therein will lie so many secrets. Therein you'll get to see who you're unconsciously bringing in to conversations. Become aware of what you're saying and begin asking yourself, what would be the higher frequency that I can use instead of this? For example, if you're going through a sickness, I would say growing through a sickness. I'm growing through an upgrade. Never call it a sickness. I might initially say, oh, I've got a headache. Oh, my head is upgrading. God is working inside of me. God is upgrading my mind, my head. Thank you. So there's an acceptance of where you are, your initial truth, and then there's a movement inside that happens, which is, well, what can I make this initial truth, which is down here, how can I bring it up here to a higher frequency and use it to have gratitude in my heart? What you're doing with your thoughts is showing up in your world. The way you're talking about yourself, the way you're talking about others, keeps on showing up in the way you view the world. For over 10 years, I've been working on the way I speak out words. I think it would have been, let me think, around 2012, where my friend had gifted me the book The Secret. Before then, I'd read Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh, and I'd seen him when he came to Birmingham. So it was nice to see him in person. And what those books taught me was the power of words and language. And I started calling everything around me beautiful, especially myself. I started to think beautiful thoughts. And it was a practice. I didn't do it perfectly. Probably still don't do it perfectly. But I'm a lot quicker at being able to change where my mind is going to and bringing it back. I'm a lot more receptive to being in that flow. And this is the thing, it's not that we can change things altogether permanently and, you know, never expect to experience negative thoughts. They will always slip in. But as I've said before, it doesn't have to be a life sentence. It can just be a passing thought. And that's why I've done this in a cloud. It's also a thinking bubble, but it's a cloud too. Because clouds are forever moving on, forever changing. You know, you look at the sky one moment and you look at it a minute later, it's changed. And this is the same with thoughts. Don't have to keep repeating the same mantra. I'm ill, got a headache, I'm upgrading, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. I don't like that person. God bless you. Now you've changed the energy to light. With the people you dislike, you're just asking God to bring more light to that person. If we bring in more light to the people around us, it's going to create lightness on earth. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Creates a lightness in you when you say it. And it may be for you, there might be another word, another phrase. That's in love. It, you know, think loving thoughts. Sometimes I will say what I'm feeling on the low level, and then I'll transform it and ask for it to be alchemized in that way. That way, I still feel like I'm speaking my truth. I do believe, like the in the Indian tradition, we have a goddess Saraswati. Saraswati is, you know, the goddess of knowledge, wisdom. She's a goddess of words, of music. And my belief, my understanding is that any words that are uttered, because words are sound, words are music, it's a hymn sheet that comes through us. My belief is that no words can be uttered without her blessing, without her grace. So everything is happening on purpose. Whether we agree with it or not, doesn't matter. There's higher forces out there. I've done this one. Yeah. Let's go for you. Or should I just carry on with that one? Why fight it? Why fight it? Your thoughts can pass through like a cloud. Nothing has to stay with permanence. That person said that to me 3 months later. That person said that to me, and then she looked at me this way. Life has moved on since then. Like, how many times has the clouds changed in those 3 months? And you're holding on to the same hymn sheet. It's going to change the word then. So think thoughts which are going to elevate you, which are going to grow you. What will happen is it's going to propel you forward in life. It's going to help you face fears. It's going to help you envision and create a life that you could never have dreamt of. And it's not about it being easy, it's about it being able to grow you and for you to keep the faith, to keep going regardless of whatever hurdles, whatever you're facing. There's a perfect plan in all of it for you. You are a divine spark, a divine light of God. You are a walking temple that is holding, that is hosting God's divine light. So in your temple, you get to choose the songs, the mantras, the affirmations that are going to play on repeat. Be it, I'm ugly, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, why me? Or be it, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm God's gift, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Choose your words, choose your vibe. Live your life according to what you're choosing for yourself. Whatever you're choosing is choosing you. If you're choosing Bajadi energy, Bajadi meaning poor me, victim me energy. That energy is going to choose you back. Choose warrior energy. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for this experience. I am so grateful that I get to grow amongst these other awesome souls. I am so grateful that I get to live amongst warriors. I'm so grateful that I've attracted in souls that match my frequency and vibration. I'm so grateful that I am meeting energies which mimic the divine, healthy feminine. I am so grateful that I'm attracting in energies of the divine, healthy masculine. I am so grateful, so grateful. I am blessed. Thought of thought. Let's do how can the way we think about something have such a big impact on us? Record, write down what you're saying to yourself every day and see how it starts manifesting in your life. When you see it with your own eyes, you'll never ever want to speak those words about yourself again. Never throw trash in someone else's temple either. It's mean. It's unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. And if people are choosing to grow, don't mock them for it either. It's not an easy journey. And the last thing anyone needs is to be discouraged. But even with that, there's lessons. There's God in everything. So is my belief. Even though I might get annoyed, I might get upset about something, there will come a point where I'll be able to sit in the silence with my own mind and say, that was God too. And I go, God, I didn't like that one. Did not like that lesson, but I know that was you too. You get to choose what you think. Don't allow politics, politicians, outside voices to determine what's going on in your mind. When people outside of you give you a choice, this way or that way, pick the third way. Pick the way of God. not religion, of the God, the light inside of you. Even religion gets political. So stay where you feel love, where you feel light. Nobody said we've come to live an easy life. And trust me, if you're looking at someone thinking they've got it easy, think again. Think again. Death hits everyone. Life hits everyone. Struggles hit everyone. In astrology, Scorpio is the sign for sudden ups and downs. It's Scorpio energy is represented in the 8th house. Sudden ups and downs. No one can escape it. It's in all of our charts. All of them. Where are you going to go even if you try to escape it? Where? The only place to go is to God's door, to the divine. And wherever you feel God closest to you, there shall you go. There shall you go to grow. I was at the Sikh temple today, the Gurdwara, the Gurudwar, the doorway to the teacher, the doorway to Guru, Guru, from darkness to light, Gu, darkness, Ru, light. One who takes you from darkness to light. At the temple today, there was a funeral for a little baby, and in that, experiencing God is everywhere. God is on purpose, even in the pain, the suffering. God is at work. Only God knows the why, the tale, the story behind every why sits in the hearts of you and I. A predetermined adventure experience of God through God's loving hands. How you want to see life, how you want to think about life will affect the way you live, will affect the choices you make. It will affect whether you build your life through courage and confidence, or whether you'll just sit and think. Thinking is it's like a disease for some. We think our lives into action, but never taken an action. It's too scary. Oh, that's too risky. What is it that you've got to lose? You came with a body. You came with just the body. What is it that you're going to lose? That's yours. The body isn't yours. We got the body on loan too. the body we have to give back to the mother, to Mother Earth. So what is it that you're scared to lose that's even yours? It's all temporary. All temporary. It's okay to be scared. And it's even better to, when you're scared, take the action. Anyway, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it. Because God is holding me in love and in light every day, all day. God's holding the earth. God's not just holding this earth, He's holding the universe. God is everything, male, female. God is in the crayons, in the ink, in the paper, in the sounds, in the table, in the chair. God is in the digital experience. God is flowing through my hands when I get out of my own way. When I get out of my own way, God is flowing like a river, like an ocean. Like a conscious whisper, uttering in words, showing visions. Remember, we are all visionaries, all appointed with visions. And if we were just to get together and share the visions we each have, oof, what a wonderful world that would be. But even God designed the 9 to 5 because why have it so easy? Maybe in different versions of Earth we complained. It's too easy, make it more difficult. I got bored. I got bored because I figured out the boss level too soon. Give me a harder game. Give me one that will test me. Give me one that will make me forget you, God. Give me that game and let me show you that even then I'll remember you. Even then I'll play with you. Even then you will be the only thing I desire, the only thing I need. Everything is just a thought. It begins as a thought and it trails in. If you take anything away from today, be it God bless you, be it I am upgrading, be it thank you, be it I am beautiful. Why would the temple of God not be beautiful? Light of God is inside of you, hence you're alive. Why would you call it anything but beautiful, but amazing, but peaceful? We're each on a path, each on a journey, no judgment. Just support one another. Celebrate one another for the wins. Never have to overthink anything. Answers come when you sit in your silence. Answers come. If you're facing a problem, even that will come hand in hand with a solution. There are times for action and there are times to stay calm. Remaining calm will often show you when you need to act. My belief. Am I good at staying calm? I'm better at staying calm. A lot better. It's practice, 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 practice. And you'll surprise yourself. And that's where the gift is, when you begin surprising yourself with how you're moving the energy around you. So gloves off, unless you're in training mode. Gloves off. Face the real you. There's a beauty inside each of us which needs unleashing. And no one can do it for you. People can guide you to your beauty, but you're the one who has to love it, to recognize it, to honor it. When you're waiting for others to honor you and call you beautiful, I don't think I'm going to even add anything to that, because if you've been following this, you understand how insane that sounds. There's nothing wrong in admiring someone else. Don't make them responsible for continuously having to tell you. Validate yourself. Unless you're a walking QR code who needs others to validate them. The crayons I'm using are pencils. I'm using our Prisma colours, and I do like them because of their ability to blend. Try not to shake the table. The ever-changing cloud. Initially I thought I was going to do the cloud different colours, but the hand just kept going, so I went with it. I flowed. When there's no danger, why stop the flow? Even in danger, God. What you think about, you bring about. So if I'm thinking about God, I'm bringing about God. I think if someone asked me if you could have dinner with someone, living or dead, who would it be? God. I think we'd have some wild conversations, me and God. We do already, but I just think they'd be quite interesting. God, why did we choose this for my life? God, what were we thinking? God, what's your favourite food and why? Mm. God, what's your favourite colour? God, do you have a favourite child right now? God, is the favourite child me? God, what do I need to do to be your favourite? I think we'd have a blast. Me and God. Might give him some ideas for the next version of Earth. Manage your thoughts. Breath work. Even to do good weight training, breath work has to be good. To do anything. With a glint of perfection, breath work has to be good. Let the gloves go off into the clouds. Stop fighting your unique, authentic, loving energy. Step into it, to him, to her. Whatever energy you reside in that's loving, that's light, with grace. If you're scared, know that everyone gets scared. Everybody. Everybody. And the thing is, the thing to remember is to live while you're alive. Don't let fear win. Not now, not ever. Live. Take the risks. When it's time to say goodbye to this earth, you'll get to look back on your life and go, I lived. Think good, do good. Thank God. Think good, do good. Thank God. And that's it from me. Ah, 8 in the 18th number of Scorpio. Think God. Until next time.